In 2017, going on 2018, I was dating my ex. I remember one time I was in a fashion show. I was doing a street fashion show for Purple Plane label, some hood shit, right? It was my fourth or fifth fashion show at the time, and I was so happy to do it. And my ex wanted to come. She came to support me, and also her friend drove her at the time as well. At the time, I had my car, I believe. Well, I didn't have my car actually. I didn't have my car, so I had to use her. I don't know how. I can't remember how I got there. I think I either Ubered or something there. I did something, but anyways. She came with her friend, and at the end of the fashion show, she kissed me on the cheek, you know, things like that. Got in the car, and I can't remember how it started, but immediately an argument went down. She started telling me about all the girls that are talking to her, something like that, and I'm just like, what the fuck? It was like literally just, literally we just got out of the fashion show. Like, what the fuck? We kept arguing for a long time until her friend had to pull over. It was a guy, right? Best friend was a guy named Keith. He pulled over and he was like, look, I'm not going to sit here while you guys continue arguing. You guys been doing this shit forever. Like, forever. I'm tired of this shit. I'm not going to sit in this car driving you guys, listening to this shit. You guys need to squash this shit right now or you're not getting back in this car. So, we decided to let bygones be bygones and just kind of just let it die down, right? So we decided to go to Deep Ellum that night too. The same night to kind of celebrate, get stuff off our minds. Got into an argument again, right? And she just kept bringing shit up and like just kept pigeonholing me. And at the time I just couldn't believe it. And what I did, looking back now, is so sad. It is so sad what I did. I pity myself. I look back at the person that responded the way that I did. What I'm about to tell you, I look at it like this is sad. You need fucking help. What are you doing? You invested so much of your fucking being into this person, into this relationship, that this is what you've come to. So I didn't hit her. Didn't cause a scene. I didn't break shit. I didn't do any of that. I cried right in front of her. I cried and I ran. Literally. I cried, ran down the street, ran into this little alleyway, and I just sat down on the wall, fetal position, with my knees, hugging my knees, and I just cried. I cried and I cried and I cried. Nobody came to talk to me. You know how like when you see girls crying or something like that, hey, how you doing? Maybe nobody came to talk to me. And the reason why I was crying was because I couldn't believe everything that I was doing, all the stuff that I put into her, all the shit, and like it just seemed like she it didn't give a fuck. She was ready to destroy the relationship at all costs. I really loved her. I really did. And so at that moment, an old part of me was dying. A different part of me, like I understood at that moment that things are never going to be good. Never going to be good. And then also, I realized I needed to change. That was a pathetic ass moment in my life. Fast forward, I met another woman. Probably the best person I've ever met in my life. She actually introduced me to the red pill, and it wasn't in a way like, oh, men should learn about this. It was more of a way that this is really interesting. Like we were talking about men and women something, and then she just said like there's something. She's like, you should look into the red pill. Like just research it a little bit. Look, it's really interesting to see the comments that most of the guys say. They're just talking about women, pump and dump women and stuff. So I didn't think anything of it. I didn't look it up. I was like, this doesn't sound interesting at all to me. 2 months passed, and I'm still having issues with my ex. And so I looked up some shit and came across Alpha Male Strategies. This was in 2018. I came across Alpha Male Strategies, and from then on, my life changed forever. I listened to Alpha Male Strategies, and then I came across I heard about the Rational Male through Elliot Holst, because the girl that I talked to really enjoyed Elliot Holst's teachings and speakings, and he mentioned it. So I bought the book, and my life was completely changed. I didn't have any answers. Me and my ex at the time, she just didn't want to talk, blocked me on everything. So I was just left with just wondering what the fuck happened. She fucked this dude that I met. She's like, oh no, it's not a big deal. I'm not even into him like that. I think he's attractive, but I'm not. And I'm like, look, I see you got something going on. Just tell me. She's like, it ain't nothing like that. And then a couple weeks later, she told me, she looked at me, she's like, yeah, I fucked him. I had sex with him. And, experience counts. Because he's 35. I was 23 at the time when she said that. I'm just like, wow. That's really? I walked out. I just walked out and drove off. She was chasing after me. Ultimate disrespect. And I wanted to know what happened. Rollo Tomassi is somebody. Kevin Samuels talks so much about intellectual property and how we need to give the proper credit to the people that create these terms, create this world, and create this space. Well, in this instance, I'm going to say fuck Kevin in this part, because he does not give any credit to Rollo Tomassi. From what I've heard, they may not have any shit that going on, but Kevin is so much more for women in his own personal gain. For men, true improvement comes from learning from your mistakes, learning from your past, understanding through empirical, logical reasoning and practical theories as to what goes on in your life and what happens. It's not the old general, women are just trash, women are emotional. No. Rollo Tomassi is somebody who has taken the time that any one of us could do, scoured through countless books, scoured through countless articles online. He's actually been running this red pill community on Reddit for I don't even know how long. I think 10 years before he came out with the actual Rational Male or something like that. So it was a collection of all these men with their stories, saying all these things. And read the Rational Male. Men, if you truly want to improve, read the Rational Male. This is not no cult following. It's not telling you what is and what isn't. What the Rational Male does is it presents to you patterns, evidence, history. This is how Rollo Tomassi created the Rational Male. This is not just like his opinion on things. It is opinion. The way that he writes is excellent. It's absolutely fantastic, because he tells you with very understandable, tangible words if something is going to be his opinion or where he sourced these things at. And it's on a very high, hyper intelligent level. It's extremely important. I have been on the brink of suicide many times. I wouldn't say many times, but I would say probably twice. Right? Once because of just the situation. I just felt like there was no way out. Like I didn't know what to do. Child support's bearing down on me. I'm not making enough money in my job. Still living with my fucking mama. This was just 6 months ago. 6 or 7 months ago. If that long. But the first time that I felt suicidal was sort of around the time after I broke up with my ex at the time. And what saved my life were the teachings of Alpha Male Strategies, Get Your Body Right, Get Your Money Going, and Rollo Tomassi, the Rational Male. Rational Male gives you the knowledge behind it. Alpha Male Strategies give you the actions. You need to know why you're doing what you're doing. People can tell you all day to do this, do that, exercise, to not get emotional, to spin your plates, to not text back. People can tell you these things all the time, but what's really going to change your life is understanding why. You need to also read Start With Why by Simon Sinek, you guys. The red pill saves men's lives. Rollo Tomassi cannot tell you how many times men have been on the brink of killing themselves, overdosing on some pills, gun in their fucking mouth, about to blow their brains out. It's changed everything once they read his book. Kevin Samuels is not the true Godfather. He talks about him, he's the Godfather and shit like that. Rollo Tomassi is the Godfather. This space is not to hate women. Red Pill wasn't meant to... What Red Pill has turned into today is a fucking joke. It's a parody. 2018, when I was reading this shit, man, it was not popular at all. It was bubbling up. Definitely bubbling up. And now it's sort of become mainstream to the point that Red Pill isn't even a word that... Like, you cringe when you say it. Beta male, alpha male, it's cringe to talk about these terms now, you guys. I've legitimately changed my life around because of these teachings. And what I want to do is I want to actually legitimately help men too by not giving them guidebooks, not giving them step-by-step actions, by just being an example. You can listen to what I do. You don't have to like it. You don't have to whatever. But what I'm actually really trying to do out here is something that's extremely unpopular. It gets me into arguments all the time with my lady friends, my family. Rollo Tomassi in the book says he does not recommend speaking to a lot of women about this because it's you know, it's too controversial. But the fact is that men and women, we speak in different ways. We learn differently. Now, there are some people that, you know, obviously you can kind of intermix and perform at high levels. But the way that the Rational Male is written is, it's like voices of the angels singing to my male brain that needs logic. I need evidence. I need support. I need evolutionary biology. I need these practical, realistic things to support your stance on what you're saying. I'm not the person to regurgitate the Rational Male for you. That's for you to do, right? But anyways, I did just want to say that, man, the Red Pill isn't meant to bash women, to give you an excuse to rape, beat up, talk shit to women and things like that. What it's here to do is to arm you. And the Red Pill will get shut down. This space, this type of talk, it's going to get shut down eventually. And it's harder and harder to... I get comments from men all the time, from people on my videos now. I'm getting comments. Like lots of comments that will not post because they're being edited. They're being like, they're moderated. I used to do content moderation. So the comments that these people are putting down, whether or not that they're facts or not, this is true feelings that some of these guys have. And I wish that I had the ability to leave these on and edit it the way that I want to so that you guys can still see it. But it's a lot of harsh feelings out there. Women are not the enemy, but a woman can become an enemy. Same way a man can become an enemy. Same way anything can become an enemy. An enemy, an opposition, somebody that... What I think of an enemy is an obstacle impersonating as a human being. Shout out Rollo Tomassi. Just saw the video for that. An opposition or an enemy is an obstacle impersonating a human being in a human form. That's it. You've got to destroy those things, right? So, because sometimes there are some obstacles that regenerate. You get over it, but then it moves, it shifts this way and tries to come back in your life. Sometimes you just got to destroy it within reason, within the confines of the game. Legally, you've got to destroy your enemies. Legally, financially, or just ignore the fuck out of them. Pay them off. Go somewhere. It's fucked up to say, but you guys all saw Squid Games. That shit will go down in real life. Shit probably is. People do anything for money. Come on. I just wanted to clarify that, you guys. I see Steps Code, MJ Get Right, all these other, and AMS, Kevin Samuels and stuff talking out here, and it's still not enough men helping other men truly, like, have different like men actually, like, Kevin Samuels brought some good stuff out there. He definitely brought a lot of different consciousness in men and women in general. But what we also need to do is we still need to have more men talking to men about improving themselves. Legit. Fuck, like men's fashions channel with the Middle Eastern dude, cool, but now he just became gimmicky. This is a gimmick. Genuinity is gone out the door when you reach a certain level. You're just doing shit for entertainment. The red pill saves men's lives. The red pill gives men a second or third or fourth chance. Whenever you tried everything, what Rollo Tomassi created in the Rational Male. Let me stop saying red pill. I say the Rational Male. Fuck that. What the Rational Male does is it gives men another chance when all other options have been exhausted. Gives you one last chance before you off that fucking gun. Before you pop those pills. Before you go get killed by police. Before you do some crime that's going to put you in the jail behind bars until you rot. This will prevent men from raping and shit. This will prevent men from domestic violence. You guys know the consequences of what these types of crimes will get you. No reason in doing it. Why the fuck would you do it? Spent 20, 30, 40 years on this planet already just to throw it away behind the bars over a chick? I was about to... Come on, man. The red pill used to save lives. Rational Male saves lives. Red pill has become a joke. Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi saves lives. The red pill is still a good term to use when you're in these spaces trying to learn more, but you've got to do a lot more digging than you used to. I'm out, you guys.